Hey guys, welcome to Jazzydose Season 1, Episode 1. Whoa! We made it. Thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure you go and follow me on Instagram and Facebook, Jazzy Sweet Eats. Yeah, like it, share. You know what to do. Leave me a comment. Y'all know. All right, look, we about to get into it. We are going to get into prioritizing our priorities. Yes, I said it. Prioritizing our priorities. I know, don't fret yourself. Organization, getting your life. I understand. Hold on. We're gonna walk through it now. We're going to talk about it. The key point. Key. You got your key? We about to go somewhere. All right. The key is not to prioritize your schedule, but to schedule your priorities. Did you hear it? Did your light bulb go off? Ding, ding, ding. No. Okay, let me say it again. The key is not to prioritize your schedule, but to schedule your priorities. I didn't say that. Stephen Covey said it, and I'm glad he said it. Because this hit hard for me. It didn't floor me or nothing, but it was like a smack in the face. Like, boop, that's what they've been telling you all these years. Girls, you better get your life together. So I naturally want to do everything and help everyone to some degree. But I always end up with the short end of the stick, meaning not that I regret helping nobody, because that's not it. Because I always got a lesson that I got from it, a hidden talent that I didn't know I had. I always made some form of little dollars off of it. So it's not that I regret helping people, but when it boiled down to it, my priorities ended up lacking and being undone because I would spend too much time helping. I would be an enabler in some forms or fashion, or just distracted instead of being focused on what I need to focus on. I stayed over there in idle time helping everybody else because I just knew my overdrive was going to kick in. I'm one of the people, y'all, I got an overdrive. When the deadline hit, procrastinate down to the last minute, my overdrive kick in. I'll sit up all night, day, and the next night and day and get it done and be on time, fresh eye, bushy tail for the presentation. Baby, y'all, I am 36. And that is not the same. So that overdrive is not the same. It's not. I end up with so many goals really not completed. And I used to take that as criticism when people used to tell me that, because I didn't see it. I'm like, oh no, I had this and then I was doing this and then, but I didn't see. No, you explained it all because you was over there and over there and over there doing this, that, and the third that you didn't complete this vision. And so it is still idle, lacking, and undone. I end up more tired and demotivated and no energy, drained. I've exhausted my time, talent, and treasure in the distraction of helping other people. Not that the original help wasn't needed, it was the extra. My plate is full. I gave what I had to give, the time that I had to give, my time, talent, and or treasure, resource to this situation, but it wasn't meant for me to stay and linger. Helping someone is one thing, but when we have found ourselves wanting or working for someone else's vision, situation, whatever it is, more than them, we're making their issue personally our issue, overindulging. And then we become to use it as a distraction from our own task. You will see that you end up saying yes and yes and yes and yes and yes and yes and yes. But then when you come home from doing yes and yes and yes and yes and yes and yes for other people, your family is lacking, your relationship is lacking, your home is lacking, your personal goals is lacking, your self-care is lacking, undone and not completed. So, help. I'm going to break down help. Help. Do your part. That means commit to what you've committed to. Don't overcommit yourself to something that you really don't have the time to sacrifice to or to commit to that degree. Do what you can do. So you do your part and then get back to your work. That doesn't mean linger. That doesn't mean idle time, using it as a distraction. Because now what you done helped them get to this level. Now you want to see them on this level, and you want, no, get back to your task, your priorities. You've done your part. They have to continue on their journey. If they need you again, then they can come back and ask. And then you can reassess your priorities, your plate, and what you have to see if you are equipped to help them in this next phase or stage. When you overindulge, you end up going to scatterbrain, right? I laugh at this because I'm a scatterbrain. My husband, look, he'll let me know quick, y'all. He'd be like, look, you scatterbraining. That means that I have become idle. You can be working and doing stuff and still personally idle. I be doing other stuff and all this for other folks and this and that, and I'm helping, I'm here and I'm there, and I'm whooping. I'm really thinking I'm doing something. I'm all over the place, y'all. Look, my priorities are then lacking. And it's reflecting within my personal life because that's where my priorities are. It's lacking in my business life because that's where my priorities are. But when I am focused, you hear me? I am like, I'll come through that thing like a drill sergeant. Left. You better look. I wish you would step out of line. When I am focused, I am efficient and effective. Period. When I'm caught up in the distractions, I become scattered, unable to prioritize, balance, and schedule the correct way. I'm all over the place, scatterbrained. Hear instruction and be wise, and refuse it not. Proverbs 8:33. I suggest everybody read Proverbs. It's not even if you don't believe in God, look, read it for the wisdom of the words and the knowledge of the truth. Proverbs holds some real good, just life wisdom. Proverbs 8:33. Hear instruction and be wise, and refuse it not. Hear your spirit and its self-correction. I don't care what nobody say. You know what you need to do about whatever situation really in your life, especially with you personally. We all have personal stuff that don't nobody, I don't care, your mama, your husband, your wife, your baby, they don't know. Because it's your life, your journey, what God and the universe has for you and is saying to you to correct you for maturity, growth, success, because you are already equipped with what you need for this lifetime to be a living testimony, to shine, to be happy with you. Be not conformed to this world, but be what? Yeah, that by the renewing. There you go. Somebody out there gonna be like, girl, you just that part. So, you know what you need to do. You know what your true priorities are to heal from within so you can shine outwardly. Hear its instruction and enact the change in your life, because that's what it's calling you to do. That's what that conviction is. It don't make you feel good on the inside. You know when you're doing it. You know when you're pushing against it. You know when you're ignoring it. You know. A lot of times we go to other people for advice because we just don't really want to accept what we already know. Hoping somebody convinces us of the latter. When you have come to truth about yourself, something you need to do, truth, you are required to act on it. If not, you're going to get your trials and your tribulations and your butt whoopings for not, because the truth has been revealed to you and you are being disobedient like a child. Because you don't want to enact change. Because you're fearful. Change scares people. Who will I become? You already have judgments against people who may act according to how your spirit is telling you need to be. Not saying that you have to be them, but like spirit. And it's okay. But you also have to realize that we are not created for fear. Push through. It's okay. And the friends, family, whoever you may lose in acting and prioritizing your priorities, they're not meant to be with you for the full length of the journey. Or maybe just not this portion of the journey. Since this has been revealed to me, prioritizing my priorities, balance, the fact that, in the past, I definitely have tasks and business ventures that I did not complete. I am now held accountable to make the changes, and I have. This is one of them. Welcome to Jazzydose, getting my priorities prioritized. Hey, Anchor and everybody. But don't hype yourself up to think that it's going to be easy, because it's not easy. Positivity, motivation, change, inspiration, self-care, nurturing, love, respect, growth, assurance, esteem. That stuff is hard, baby, because that means that you have to check you, change you all the time, daily. Have to keep it on your mind, keep it on your forefront, make it. You have to make it your life to live better. Make you your life. Daily making it a point of changing habits, routines, mindsets, and much more. It's not easy, but yet it's not impossible. To achieve success, you have to know your ducks by name and line them up. And after you do that, I need you to figure out, how did you have some ducks? In other words, get yourself together. Once you get yourself together, again, figure out how you had them ducks. And once you line them up. Write down your priorities. Prioritize your priorities. Schedule your priorities. Help, but don't overextend when your plate is full. Love you guys. I hope you guys enjoy. Leave me some comments, little voice messages. Y'all know what to do. Don't forget to hit me up at Jazzy Sweet Eats on IG and Facebook. I am also on Big O Live, Jazzy Sweet Eats. Y'all know. Come get your Jazzy Dose again. I'll see y'all on the see y'all. Keep staying positive. Keep inspiring. Stay motivated. And know that victory is yours.